The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Hi, and welcome to the Eagle Sports Network. I'm Caitlin Jones, standing alongside head track and field coach David Needs. So we're going to talk first a little bit about last weekend. Not a ton of events, but really high success rate from what I could tell. So just tell me about how you felt about last weekend and how you're hoping that's going to translate as we head to SAC championships.
Sure. So one thing that we're so grateful of is having athletes and coaches that can understand the moment. This is the last chance to qualify before the conference meet. Mm-hmm. This is a chance to go out there and run against good opponents and do really well. And for, Veril Sam and Khadijah and Sade and Amin and our relay teams and every other person, Lauren, who went and ran really well. Just to have all of our athletes that went and competed and understood the moment was so critical. And then just, you go against Vandy, so you're there with SEC schools, you go to App State and your other Division I schools, and just being able in that moment to understand the importance of the moment and make the most of the moment is a credit to their coaches and to them.
So Khadijah and Veril came back with SAC Athlete of the Week honors this week. Talk to me about them individually and tell me a little bit about how you're feeling about them over the course of the season, and definitely how we're coming up on this next weekend, or this actually tomorrow, at SAC Championships.
Sure. I never want to appear ungrateful, and I don't want to get fined by the SAC office, but but I feel like, and I don't even know who won, but if Sade didn't win, I felt like her performance was elite.
Absolutely. And
then, but you do look at Khadijah and you look at at Sam and just what both of them did. Sam to put two 210 mark jumps, essentially almost 7 feet back, in two successive. Right now he's sitting at 21. They take 20 to nationals for sure, and then maybe one or two more. So he's in good position. We just got to get to 211, 212, 213, something like that. That'll happen because he has the 210s. It'll stand up. But then Khadijah, just how special she is, and I mean she's going to be a warrior for us this weekend because we got her doing the javelin and the hurdles and the relays and the long jump. But that's a testimony to her quality as an athlete. And so, Khadijah could get it. Khadijah on athletic talent alone could get Athlete of the Week every week, and it'd just be easy because she does exude that kind of that confidence and talent.
So we're back together again for the SAC Championships. A lot of split weekends this season, a lot of split weekends most seasons, but just tell me about what you think that does for the team. We've kind of been our separate ways aside from maybe practice, but now we're coming together. It's a collective effort. Do you think that's going to help a lot with morale and just everyone giving all they can for the SAC Championships?
Yeah, and to even go further with what you said, even practice for us is split, right? So we're 5 different places on campus and around the community. So for us to be together in one place at one time to do this together is awesome. As a head coach, it's like to get all your athletes in the same place. It's kind of like getting your family together for a family reunion. And so that's incredible. Yeah, it's inconvenient. Yeah, we're right smack in the middle of finals. It's Wednesday and Thursday, and graduation is on Friday, and we're going to be there tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday for competition. And so that's tough, and it's tough on these athletes, and they have to make arrangements to take finals early, and they have to make arrangements to get their room ready to be moved out beforehand. But that's a great testament to who they are, right? And what they are is people that can adapt like that. As a track athlete, the weather changes, you got to be ready. If it's windy, you got to be ready. And so it's a great a mirror of things that we ask them to do throughout the year. But then to get them together at the conference meet and go against all the other conference schools and know that for the first time since indoor, it's about place. It's not just about performance, it's about place. But in the back of your mind, you got to think, all right, 2 weeks away from final qualification for nationals, so I've got to get it done while I'm here too. So there's a lot of chaos, and inside of that chaos, there's this core of Carson-Newman Eagles that are getting ready for this big meet this weekend.
Awesome. So definitely is a busy time in the year. I mean, even tonight we're preparing for the annual Frosty Awards. So you've got some athletes staying for that. You'll all be traveling tomorrow, getting there. And then obviously with finals. And we've talked a lot about health as well of your team. So might be some athletes who are hopefully more rested now, but have been a little bit worn down. Talk to me about just the mindset of going into this, trying to be positive. How is the team in terms of health and just expectations for the week?
Well, unfortunately, we're leaving a few good ones here because they're just not healthy. And that hurts. I mean, because you ideally want to go into any sports contest with your best athletes.
Yep.
But in spite of that, I mean, again, it's track and field. You deal with it. You get thrown a curveball and then you deal with it. And so for our athletes, just being ready in that mindset of being prepared, and just if you're in the blocks or on the runway or in the circle, that when it's your opportunity to go, that you're just locked in and focused. And I believe we have a coaching staff, an athletic training staff, a weight staff that really has prepared them to be with that kind of attitude and that kind of mental focus. And I mean, when you got people like Hayden and Jeff that are part of what we're doing, and then everybody else that's associated with our current staff. Just you really get to that place where you're locked in, and everything has been an example or building towards this moment for the year. And so we're excited about it. Got a lot of good kids in there. Some kids that this won't be their best. This won't be their best meet in the history of their meets, because by the time they become sophomores, juniors, and seniors, they're going to be a lot better. But it's a learning experience.
From what I understand of how you all kind of schedule everything out and work through practices, the goal is to sort of be peaking now or getting really close to that. Tell me, how do you feel that progression has gone? Do you feel like we're at where we want to be at right before SAC championships? And then what does that look like just continuing that?
Sure. So the teacher in me would ask you the question back, like, what have you seen over the last couple of weeks? I would say that, but I'll answer it quickly. Last week was a great show for us that we're moving in the right direction, right? So we had some athletes that have done clearly better than they've ever done. So we're moving in the direction. If you look at a Chris Potts coach group or a Karen Scholler-Davis group or a David Needs group, or in the past, Tyler Stepp or anybody that we've had, we always perform better in May because we work our training to be ready for May. So, and we're not peaking at the conference meet. We're peaking at the national championships, but we're going to get max level performances at the conference meet because our athletes are moving in that direction. That takes patience. This head coach doesn't always have patience, right? So it takes patience. You want them to run fast, and you want them to run, and you think, all right, if they just run this fast, then what will they be like in May? And the idea is that we have to be patient. We have to slow down. We have to say, all right, this is what we need to do. We don't need to do more reps. We don't need to deviate from the formula, and we need to be patient so that when success does come, it's the right kind of success that's long and lasting.
Awesome. Well, SAC championships ahead, and we wish you all the best of luck as you head down to Hickory, North Carolina.
Okay.
Thank you all for tuning in to the Eagle Sports Network.